News live trading by 2 p.m. So all the USD fundamental news will be traded for this month, will be traded on YouTube, on a YouTube live trading session, while the other fundamental news are going to be traded on Zoom. So we have 8 fundamental news this month. 4 of them are for USD, and the other 4 are for AUD. I think pretty much USD and AUD is what we trade. All right, let me check. They're just USD and AUD. Are you serious? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 5 USD fundamental news and 3 this. So just take notes for the USD fundamental news. I'm going to drop the link to the YouTube live stream there. It's the same thing, all right? The same thing we use when we trade normally. The only difference with the YouTube one is I won't be showing my account. I won't be showing my account on the live stream, but I'll show the charts. I'll talk about my analysis, how I was able to come up with the results and stuff like that. So you can actually understand the technical analysis, the analysis aspects of everything. You understand? So when it comes to trading, sometimes it takes people years. Like when I say years, I mean like up to 5 years before they finally put the pieces of the puzzles together. And the reason for this is because they usually focus on the wrong things and they usually have a very wrong approach to the markets. They usually have a wrong approach to the market. Okay. But when they focus on the right things, they will discover that the time it takes to learn forex trading is not usually meant to be that long. Someone can learn how to trade forex very well and be good within 6 months if the person focuses on the right things. So when it comes to trading, or when it comes to anything that has to do with markets, there's what they call behavior. For example, now when it comes to crypto, if you have been observing, there are certain behaviors that the cryptocurrency market tends to exhibit. Now, one very popular one is during the Christmas period or during the festive period, cryptocurrencies tend to drop in value. If you go to backtest, right, the past 5 years or 6 years with Bitcoin, you'll notice that when it gets to December to January, mid-January or so, Bitcoin usually drops in value. There are different reasons for that, but that's just something the market does. And that thing again that the crypto markets usually do is during halving season, when Bitcoin is halving, after the halving, this one actually happens, the bull run actually starts and stuff like that. Doesn't that behavior again? And that behavior again is when Bitcoin is rallying, that's when Bitcoin is pumping, other cryptocurrencies usually stay stagnant. But the moment Bitcoin is done pumping and Bitcoin starts ranging, altcoins start to pump. That's what we call altcoin seasons. So before cryptocurrencies came out, or the year Bitcoin came out, all these things were not actually there. But over time, the market has actually developed habits. People have actually observed certain patterns that the market usually exhibits, behavioral patterns of traders and investors. and it's now a norm with crypto. So, as a cryptocurrency trader, what do you do? That's for someone who actually trades leverage. What you basically do is you take advantage of these behaviors to make money. So, for example, some traders may actually short Bitcoin, going on into the Christmas period. They will sell Bitcoin. They'll use a sweet stop loss, a large stop loss, because cryptos have a strong what do you call it? A strong habit of going to hunt people's stop loss in a way no other financial market does. All right. So they use a general stop loss. They can do 1:5 or 1:6 RR. All right. You can do 1:6 RR, but that 1:6 RR, imagine your SL value being $1,000. Imagine your SL value being $1,000 and you catch 1:6 RR. That means over the Christmas period, you make up to 6,000. Even if it's just 1:4 RR, imagine your SL being 1,000, you catch 4,000 from what? From just observing the behavior of the markets and playing along with it. The last CPI I predicted, in fact, the last two fundamental news I predicted, what did I do? I was like, okay, this is January, all right? That's NFP and CPI, right? This is January. What is the market likely to do in January? Right, the festive period has come and gone. This January. During January, what do you call it? The market is meant to be in a certain way. The way people actually behave in December is fixed. They would always behave that way. You understand? But in January, what do they normally do? So what do? I said, okay, for AUD CPI, I think that was the first news we traded. I asked myself, in the past, what do the market normally do during this period? So I pulled up the charts from 3 years ago, and I analyzed the market behavior during this period. I analyzed the market behavior during this period. And what did I see? I discovered that the rate of inflation, not 3 years ago, rather, 5 years ago, I discovered something. After every Christmas, the CPI that comes out in January is usually, let me check, I wrote it down in here's my trading journal. Hold on a second, please. Okay. Due to Christmas discount during the last days of Christmas for clearance sales, inflation usually reduces. Backtesting saw 4/5 of the past scenarios. Okay. So I checked the last five January CPIs and I observed and looked for a repetitive pattern. You understand? Remember, the market has behaviors that it tends to exhibit. It's not me that is that creates these behaviors. The market just people's behaviors. The whole clearance and discount sales is caused by human beings. Millions of people giving discounts and stuff like that. And I checked the last 5 years. And I noticed out of these 5 years, 4 years out of these 5 years, inflation in January was lower. That's an 80% accuracy. If all I was doing was, you know, what do you call it? Predict the inflation is going to be lower every January, and I did that for the last 5 years. I'm going to have 80% accuracy in my prediction rate. So as a result of that, I predicted inflation was going to be lower, and it was lower. Inflation being lower is meant to make GPA easy buy. So on the live trading session, I asked us to buy GPA, and we bought and we made money. The same thing too with NFP2. I observed the pattern, volatility patterns, and I came up with my own prediction. I think NFPO was 5/5. NFP was not 4/5. NFP was 5/5. The employment rate was it lower? Yes. And that's just basically it about Forex. That's basically the thing about, and the thing about people is, they don't know all these things, but we might actually understand this particular concept of the market has patterns, and these patterns are repetitive and can be traded. You can trade on any financial market. I've created strategies on crypto, which I've used to trade crypto before, on leverage, on sports. Now, I'll tell you this story. There was a particular coin that was launched. I'm doing the early days of my Forex, for my Forex journey. I started, I created a strategy. So the cryptocurrency, I was like a network marketing company, and they were meant to launch their crypto. But then after hyping up the crypto and collecting lots of money in the founder stage, they didn't launch the crypto as they said they were going to. And that's on the day of the launch, which I meant to launch. I don't know why they actually didn't launch it, sha. Um, Allegedly, there are speculations that probably the founder invested the money in Ethereum because he was expecting Ethereum to pump, and he knew that if he puts his money, if he launches a crypto, people would withdraw their money fast, and the crypto is going to drop. So when it comes to crypto, before they launch the crypto, they want to ask, okay, if you want to invest, they call them early investors. I've forgotten the particular name. So people will bring money, they'll give them some bonuses, so they will invest, they will now lock the coins up. So as long as the coins are locked up now, when they launch the coin, they can launch the coin at a particular value. And if people are not selling their coins immediately, the crypto will be rising as more people actually investing as they are creating hype. But I think the guy was scared that once it launched, people are going to withdraw their money because there are many old people in the network marketing company, and then it's going to dump. So he didn't launch his stuff. So we found out. As he didn't launch it now, he now created the website. On the website, he created one or something like that. So the value of this coin always fluctuated. Today, this morning, it can be 0.12. Later in the evening, it will turn to maybe 0.16. Then that time again to be 0.14. Then I started trading Forex like 4 months ago, but then I already understood pattern recognition. And that's why it's very easy for me to trade. That's why it's very easy for me to develop strategies, because I don't look at Forex as candles and charts and movements. I look at Forex as patterns that are constantly repeating itself. How do I find these patterns? How do I make sense of this pattern? So this is me 4 months into Forex. And I noticed this thing. I was like, I called my younger brother. I was like, Miracle, look at this thing. This thing is going from 0.12 to 0.16, then to 0.14. What if we buy at 0.12? Once the market goes to 0.16, we sell our coins, wait for it to get to 0.12 again, buy back. When it gets back to 0.16, we sell. What if we keep doing this? And then we did it. And within 1 week or so, I think we made up to like $1,000. It made up to like $1,000. So later, the company found out their loophole. I don't know how they actually found out. Probably so that we're getting extra points from it. It's not illegal. It's trading. It's trading. Your market, you not launch the coin, so you're like putting price discrepancies because you want to feel as if the coin is going up and going down, going up. But you don't know they actually put that smart. Observe the pattern and trade the pattern, made over 1,000. They found out, but they could not actually approach us and like, give us our money because we traded illegally. You understand? Legally, rather. They said so that money was our profit. Then they now stopped that particular. They now had to. Um, I think when they now stopped it, um, they now left the price at 0.16. So when they left the price at 0.16, that's like this will have not launched this coin. No. We now contacted them and told them that you should launch this coin no, because you don't know what people are doing. No. And it kind of like threatened to take legal action, stuff like that. And they had to launch the coin and all. So what am I trying to tell you? A lot of traders have trained for 2 years, but they cannot even take advantage of something like this. What's the point of forex trading if you cannot observe and notice patterns in something? What's the points of learning forex? There are arbitrage opportunities. I've made over $500 from trading between platforms. Oh, the price of this coin is this on this platform. The price of this coin is that on this platform. So I'll go and buy on the platform where the value is lower, send to the platform where the value is higher, then sell on the platform where the value is higher, then send back my USD to the platform where the value is lower, buy back the coin again, like that, like that. I've made up to $500. I've made up to $2,500 from funding and withdrawing from a particular broker. So that particular broker, once you fund the crypto, you get higher, something like that. Once you fund, you see when, yeah, when you fund, you get higher. I think probably was the glitch or so. But as I found that I noticed that glitch, I immediately my brain just thought, this is a pattern. How can I take advantage of this thing? It's called arbitrage or forex. You understand? So with the knowledge I actually have, I can easily look at boom and crash. I can look at stocks. I can look at anything. Provided it's a market, the financial market that moves, it always has a behavior. And I can trade it. I've traded US30, traded currency pairs with different strategies. I've traded HFX. I started trading HFX, traded HFX for like almost 5 years. Grew 250 to like over 10K, 15K there about with HFX from same pattern recognition. The same concept, the same idea of everything was what I used to trade fundamental news. What gave us 7 wins in a row last year? It's still the same thing that I still used to win last two trades on fundamental news. The first trade gave like 300%, second trade gave like 200%. But most traders, when they are learning Forex, they just keep jumping around, learning FVG, SMC, LMC. They will not focus on the main. You've learned FVG, LMC, you've learned what people have created. How did these people create this thing? How did they come up with, oh, when there is a gap, trade into the gap and self? How did they come up with that thing? Like, you not come down to ask yourself how they came up with that thing. So that is basically what Forex is all about. Any financial market, any financial, any financial market. Like it was so that crypto stuff, right? If the company had not stopped, had not discovered that thousands of dollars was being made by a particular by some wallet, had they calculated, like I've calculated already, I calculated how frequently the price switches. It switched from a particular time to a particular time. I already knew when it was going to be 0.12. I already knew when it was going to be 0.16 from observing. There was no backtest, there was no result to backtest. So I kind of like live observed it. And from that particular time, I've already done my calculation, like 16% for every seal or so. So if I keep flipping, that's called compounding, not withdrawing any profit, just compounding my profits. In the next 1 month, I've already calculated $30,000, which was going to be the profit I was meant to make. I've already made up to 1,000 plus. That was like after about 5 days or 6 days of thereabout. If they had not discovered it, I would have made about $30,000 from their platform. And that's legal. It's legal. It's not illegal. It's the market movement. Market is going up. Chart, they go up, they go down. I bought when it was down and I sold when it was up. So if I try withdrawing my $30,000 and they say they don't want to give my $30,000, I can file this, I can sue them to court. And they were based in Nigeria. So it's not like it's a foreign entity in one or an offshore broker. So I can sue them to court that say I traded this thing legally and this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. And they will be in trouble because why do you tell people you launched this when you're not launched it and everything? But they are very rare. So that's just it. Understanding how these things form is secret trading. I'm here to do my CPI analysis for the day. I'll start by 12. So this session is going to be ending very, very soon. So I can calm down, take my time to study CPI and come up with my prediction. But try to join um early so you can you know start on time and get every single thing I'm talking about. There's a setup here on X strategy. There's a setup here on X strategy at this particular point. I'm expecting X strategy to give us a 1:20 trade very soon. All right, because it's been shaky somehow. And after this thing, after it shakes for a while, it usually gives one big win like that. It's more like it takes some profits, takes some profit, takes some profit. Then after it gives a big win. Then after that, it takes some profit, takes some profit, then gives a big win. Then takes some profits, gives small win, then big win. That's how it normally moves. So the reason you notice it gave 1:20 like about I think last week or there about and it has been giving like -1, -1, -1. All right. So if you took that 1:20 with the -1, -1, -1, you'll probably be down to like +14 or +13. So very soon, it may give 1:10 to give you +23. Then maybe take -1, -1 like 4 times, bring it down to +19. Then after maybe give 1:20. Then that's how it does. It gives, takes, gives, takes, gives, takes. So I'm expecting this one. But I don't know the particular trade that will give us that 1:20. I don't know. And that's why I have a fixed week. I'm going to take all the trades that till I hit my maximum drawdown. I have a fixed rate. I'm going to take all the trades actually from any moment from now. So let me know if you have any question. And also, the pattern recognition is also what made me know that the strategy works best from November to January ending. And that's why I'm still very confident that it's still working because January never end now. You understand? So let me know if you have any questions. I can actually quickly answer it before we end the session. Do we have any? Divine, do you have any question you want to ask? Okay. All right. So since you don't have any question, we'll end the session right now. I'm going to post the recording on group chat before 12. So you can have access to the recording at your own time and rewatch it again to get some points which you probably missed out on the live session. Thank you very much for joining and see you on the next live session. See you by 2 p.m. today, rather. You're welcome. You're welcome, brother. Bye.